My name's Hamish Matheson. I'm the Managing Director of Karcher Australia, the Region President of Karcher Oceania, and I've been with Karcher for 6 years now. My Team Pulse is a bit of an extension of a journey I've been on for quite some time now. So earlier on in my career, I was fortunate enough to do the leadership program, really introduced me to the 4 characters, some of the tools, the online tools, and some of the theories and profiles that we work with, and that's really helped develop my career and my own self-understanding, I would say. And since being with Karcher, I was really looking for a set of leadership tools or development tools to build a common leadership language within the organisation. It really came through growth, so the organisation has continued to grow quite rapidly in the last 3 to 4 years. With that growth has had new people on the team, new leadership challenges, much larger teams underneath those leaders. So for me it became even more important to move the conversation away from how's your individual performance going to how we're performing as a team. So almost to shift the lens away from the quick conversation around how your business unit's going, yes I'm ticking all the boxes, to you know what, how are we working as a team, what are our team dynamics like, how do we spend more time together on us as a team, on how we interact and how we perform as a team for the wider business. My Team Pulse, I would say, for the senior leadership team's been a good 18 months now. It's been an interesting journey because it's one of those ones where it does take a little bit of time to get your head around what we're talking about with My Team Pulse, to move away from the performance topics to the alignment topics and how we interact with each other as a team. Are we moving in the same direction? Where could we do better? It's one of those things, like most people in an organisation that sets themselves high performance targets, they look at trying to improve and do better and better and get higher and higher on a scorecard. My Team Pulse is a little bit different. There's no 100% right or 100% wrong. It's not about continuing to get better. For me, it was about encouraging the right conversations, building a platform where someone could open up on a monthly forum and say, you know what, I'm not doing 100% as well as I could this month versus last month, and these are the reasons why. How can you, as other team members, help me to improve my performance, and where can we improve as a team? We always worked quite well together as a team, but when we looked at our performance, or we get on really well, we enjoy working with each other. But what My Team Pulse has allowed us to do is once a month to really slow down and look at a dashboard to dig into some of that detail and try and find those extra 1 or 2% areas of improvement or opportunity that allow us to get closer and closer and to hold ourselves to account in and around the values and the culture of the organisation. I think what it has done is allowed us to focus on some of those discussion topics around defining what we want our culture to be from a leadership team point of view, defining what those values look like, and also defining how we live those values and giving us an opportunity every month to hold ourselves to account. Are we living those values? Is the value, as I see it written down on paper, the same as you see it written down on paper? What is the corresponding value, and are we living by those values? And I think for me, the closer we've been able to get to that, and it's been a journey, I think every month we continue to get closer and closer, then the stronger we are as a team and the stronger we are for our organisation. And it's definitely improved our own individual performance, our team performance, but also the organisation's performance. Some of the insights are, for me, well, one, it's about just driving better alignment and having a deeper conversation as leadership team members. That's allowed us to build more trust, have more open conversations and bring more things up in our monthly catch-up when we look at the dashboard and we look at the pulse. I think some of the insights for us personally is, as we work through the My Team Pulse, there's a number of steps you want to get past to really test how you're going as a leadership team. I would have said as we went into it, we were pretty close and we were pretty good at all those steps. As we went through the process each month of working through that, there were a couple of areas where we really got hung up on. First was courageous conversations. I would have thought, and I think everyone else in the team thought, that we were pretty good at having those, but when we used My Team Pulse as a catalyst to slow down and really dig into that, it really showed some opportunity for improvement. Good insight was, courageous conversations, are we having them at the right time? They are opportunities to really improve trust and improve performance, and it slowed us down and made sure that we did that. There's no doubt that it's had a positive impact. I mean, so much so we've now rolled My Team Pulse out to the next level down within the organisation. We've seen that the value that it's added. But what I would say is the investment is relatively inexpensive, and actually the process is extremely valuable in terms of taking the time once a month, having evidence and giving people the ability to say how they feel, and measuring improvement over time, talking about team engagement, talking about productivity, talking about are we living the values, where are the opportunities for us to improve. The process has added immense value, and I think not just for our team but now more and more for the organisation. I can only probably reflect on my journey. It's been a huge amount of value that's added in terms of the dynamic and the relationship that we have as a senior leadership team. And I think particularly, as I mentioned before, in the fact that we've been growing really quickly. We grow each year. There are so many things we're trying to achieve at the same time now. We are working on a number of different fronts. We are closing down a lot of opportunities. The pace is getting faster and faster and faster. And I think for me, this tool allows you something to pull the team back together, to have a different conversation, to move the lens from individual performance to team dynamics and how are we going with each other, and to work back on the business in a really fast-paced environment. That's really valuable, I think.
My name's Andrea Hayden. I'm the HR Director for Oceania, and I've been with Karcher for nearly 6 years. We'd had such great success using My Team Pulse within our leadership team that we really wanted to give the opportunity to the rest of the business to have the same feedback and communication loops that we were having. So we made the decision to roll it down through all of our teams across Australia, and we will shortly be rolling it down through the wider business within New Zealand as well. Pretty positively, actually. So we had a number of managers that knew about it from their leader, so they were quite keen to participate for their teams. But as I said, we did have some teams that were a little sceptical of it. We just asked them to give it a try. And generally speaking, the feedback has been incredibly positive. People really look forward to getting the results and digging deeper into those and having those conversations, both with their manager directly, but also as a wider team. My Team Pulse gives us the information that we need really quickly. So it gives us that snapshot in time with the ability to drill deep as problems are arising or as issues are arising. They may not necessarily be problems, it could be positives, it could be negatives, but it really gives us the ability to have that snapshot in time in a short, sharp way. I really like the ability to customise the tool. It gives us a really good conversation starter. It gives us consistent information that we can review each time, whether that's monthly or quarterly, but it also gives us the ability to customise questions within the tool. So if there's specific areas that we would like to dig deeper or really drill into with those teams, we can put those questions within the tool as well. It also gives you the ability to go even further than just a pulse survey into character profiling, wider leadership programs. So we've almost got a bit of an end-to-end solution with a total leadership toolkit with the My Team Pulse as the base framework of that. I'd say 90% plus. So typically speaking, there'll be 1 or 2 people per team that may not participate each time, and sometimes that's because they're travelling for work, they might be on leave or the like, but generally speaking the vast majority of our people will participate, and I think a lot of the time it's their own colleagues encouraging them to do so because they want the feedback, they want to be able to have those conversations as a wider team. So what I would say to anyone working in the people and culture HR space who is considering this tool is that it is a really good tool to have in your leadership toolkit. So the Pulse survey gives you regular information in a really short, sharp, easy way for your people. It takes about 5 minutes to do the survey each time you do it, whether that's monthly, quarterly, whatever you choose your cycle to be. But it really gives you that valuable, deep information that gives you the ability to connect with your business and your people on a much broader and deeper level than you may otherwise have. So I would definitely say it is a necessary tool to have in your leadership toolkit.